Hi, it's Stacey from Stacey's Hot Dish, and today I'm going to make my version of pasties. Pasties are individual meat pies, kind of like an empanada, but they have their roots in Scandinavian cooking. So exactly what is my spin on a pasty? Well, it's a traditional meat pie filling with shredded potatoes and onions, but I'm going to add an apple and a really great array of spices, dried fruits, and nuts. In my trusty wok, I'm browning a pound of ground beef and a pound of ground pork. For each 2 pounds of ground meat, you're going to need 1 potato, 1 peeled onion, and 1 apple. These ingredients can either be shredded by hand with a box grater, or if you have an attachment for your food processor, that's the way to go. I just like to cut around the core of the apple. Potatoes, apples, and onions, all shredded in 1 convenient bowl. Now I'm going to add my shredded vegetables to the ground beef and make a beautiful mess. The spices, are you ready for this? Dehydrated garlic, sweet curry powder, golden raisins, almonds, currants, salt, pepper, candied ginger, fresh allspice, and a fresh nutmeg. Now that the potatoes and onions have softened, all this goes in the pool. And don't forget the nutmeg. This is perfect, but this is where you would want to adjust your seasonings if you needed to. It's been about 45 minutes and my filling is cool. And remember back when I made my pie crust? Well, I had an extra one in the freezer that I've been tempering in the refrigerator. It's ready to roll out, so let's make some pasties. I know pie pastry is really delicate, you're supposed to be all careful, but this is how I roll out a pie crust. Don't be afraid. So you obviously want to dust your surface. And I should have rolled up my sleeves, but I'm just going to pull them up for this one. As I pound this out, I'm just going to get a little bit of flour on the top and the bottom, just so it doesn't stick to the surface. I'm going to take my bench scraper and cut this dough in half. Now that I cut this in half, I'm just going to form these into a really kind of loose round, and then I'm going to get these rolled out. What I'm looking for is a round shape. I basically hit the dough with a rolling pin in different directions until it starts to take on a round shape. And then I worry about the rolling later. What I like to do is roll from the center towards me, the center away from me. Turn the dough a quarter turn, center towards me, center away. If you do this, it'll ensure that you're going to get a really round dough. So again, towards me, away from me, quarter turn, towards me, away from me, quarter turn. So these are rolled out and they're ready to fill, and as you can see, nobody's perfect. I obviously have a round and I don't know what that is, but we'll make it work. So here's what you want to do with the filling. You want to fill about the halfway mark towards you on the open edge. Don't be afraid to get a lot of filling in there, but you don't want to fill it too much. You want this crust to be able to stretch over, and you want to have about this much room so you could roll the edge. So that looks about right. Now that I have this filled, I'm going to take my bench scraper, fold the open part of the dough over the filling, and I'm going to roll it up. Now closing this, you can crimp it, roll it, do whatever, but basically what I've found in a pasty, that the traditional method of closing the pastry is just to fold the edge over all the way around the semicircle, and it goes like this. So use your bench scraper to keep this pasty from sticking, and all you do is fold both those over, fold both edges over that, and what you're doing is you're creating a turn every time you fold over. I actually do a little thing where I press it under, but there you go. Pasties. This is really important so they don't explode. As you can see, with very little effort, my pasties are done. I'm going to wrap a couple and put them in the freezer so I can have them later, but more importantly, I'm going to put a couple of them in the oven now, 375 degrees until they get golden brown, because I'm hungry. Then I'm going to come back and show you what to do with the rest of the filling and the rest of the pie dough. I'm filling these ramekins with the rest of my filling, and then I'm going to top them off with the rest of the pie crust. I'm going to wrap them in airtight plastic and foil, and they'll be ready to bake off whenever I need them. As luck would have it, I have another pie crust. So I'm going to roll it out pretty thick, but I want to keep it in a uniform circle because I want really thick tops on these ramekins. What I'm going to do is I'm going to drop the disc of dough right on top of the ramekin. I'm going to use my palm of my hand to push that into the sides and get that pressed into the inner lip. These are really simple to prepare for the freezer. So all you do is take a piece of cling wrap. I'm going to bring one edge over, corner to corner, pull this tight, bring it around. Just wrap this airtight with plastic wrap, like this one here. Then you take a piece of foil over the top and you wrap it airtight. I know it might seem a little redundant, but this will keep these from getting freezer burn and picking up any freezer funk if you have it. Pasty. So it's been about 45 minutes. My pasty's done. Actually, it's been about like an hour, actually. I've been letting this set for about 15 minutes, and it might just still be a little bit too hot to eat, but I can't wait, and I gotta break into this because, oh man, I wish you could smell. Mmm. Mmm. I've done it again. These are so good. Make yourself a pasty.